Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon. Welcome to my channel. Let me share my stream traders. The time check today, time check now is 19 minutes past 1 in the afternoon on the 15th of April. Today is Monday and it's the very first day of the trading week. Let's look at the charts. I'm opening on the daily time frame right now. As you can see, I'm going to do some minor adjustments on the way I write my the notes here, because I learned this from one guru. He's Malaysian, and everything has been shared in Bahasa, so I'm just resharing back whatever I learned and applied accordingly in English right now. So let me just change some of these. Okay, it says buy FA, buy follow arah. FA follow arah in Bahasa means to follow the direction, and then I used to write the word buy there because it uses the word buy based on a green candle and sell on a red candle. I'm going to change the buy to bullish instead. Bullish follow direction, FD, which is a buy. Same thing here is a bullish candlestick. Follow direction, of course, is a buy still, and here is a bearish as a sell. Bearish follow direction, which is a sell. Alright, okay, I put that aside. Okay, back to my usual analysis. Let's see. Alright, this candlestick is the current candlestick for H4 zone. Can you see this red candlestick, this bearish candlestick? I'm gonna change this to, wait, let me check. I think it's not the same measurement anymore. Yeah, 390. This one is now, please mind my slowness in this. It's my second or third time trying to do this video on my PC. Usually I do it from my phone. Bearish follow direction. Alright, bearish follow direction. Okay, so on the 4 hour time frame it's 390 pips. So once again, as always, the magic number for H4 is 74. Anything that's above 74, we must follow the direction, and in this case the sell direction, the bearish direction, to sell. Okay, so whenever a new range is created or a new zone is created, price will always try to continue to go to that direction if it's following, or it will try to retrace back half at 50%, or all the way back up to the higher shadow of that particular candle before coming back down. Why come down? Because it's a sell, right? So as you can see for today, I'm not going to go into details of daily and weekly, right? You can see that on my other videos before this. We look at the 15-minute time frame. You can see that at 6 o'clock this morning, at the opening of the market on the Malaysian time zone, at 6 AM, price shot up about close to 300 pips, I think. Yeah, it went all the way up to 280 pips, and then it's ranging or sideways right now. Okay, as you can see in the 15-minute time frame. So what I would normally do is, after I've identified my zone for H4, which is a sell for today, I will open H1 to mark my H1 zone. Okay, let's try to identify the H1 zone together. Okay, so this was the previous H1 zone, wick to wick, yeah, shadow to shadow. There's no shadow here, just a body to shadow. That was the zone. Okay, and then this candlestick broke that zone, right? Once again, this is a candlestick movement, right? These are all candlestick movement techniques for me to identify a breakout for the individual time frame. Now this candlestick broke again, right? So this became the zone, and then finally, can you see this area here? Very precisely here. this candlestick broke that high, that became the new zone. So I'm gonna move it all up, shift it all up, shadow to shadow, or in this case it's just body here, there's no shadow. Alright. Stuff, excuse me. So in H1 there is no measurement. You can't measure the range. So what I want to see is a breakout to up or to the downwards, breakout to the downside, because we are looking for a sell. We are focusing on a sell today, alright, because H1 zone is on a sell direction. Okay, important to know the direction for the day. For the day, in the whole day's bias, you want to call it, is actually a buy. Okay, but it has been the same since last 3 days. Okay, today's candlestick, Friday, Thursday's candlestick, when this candlestick created, represented by the two green lines, is the daily's high, daily's low. Friday, Monday, it hasn't broke above or below, so that's why I'm still calling it buy on the daily's time frame, but not necessarily we buy immediately. The time frame for daily is big, right? So that's why we go into a small time frame, which is on H4, represented by the yellow lines, which is this zone, and it's a bearish candle. It's a red candle, means we follow the sell direction. So it's a 390 pips, 390 pips, 390. Yeah? So that is more than 74. 74 is the magic number for H4. So anything that's above that number, that figure of 74, we follow the direction. So in this case, it's follow the direction. So on the H4 time frame, it's still on the sell. Okay, you may be wondering, H4 time frame can be not necessarily means it's just on the next 4 hours. In the next 8 hours, in the next 12 hours, price could still be ranging inside the yellow lines here, the range, yeah, until it makes a breakout. Okay, like for example, you can see at the bottom here, there'll be some news released tonight at 8:30 p.m. Probably there'll be some spike of the movement of the price, which may end up breaking the high or the low. Okay, so as you can see from here, on the daily time frame, it's a buy. Weekly is also a buy. So the main bias on gold is still a strong bullish trend. It's still on the buy, but on a small time frame, it's making its retracement, coming back down a little bit before going back up. Okay, so we are right now on H4. This is all to look for an entry, right? The whole idea we are doing this analysis is to look for an entry. So without having too much floating, right? So we want to have as precise as possible. So in my analysis, I will always go into the 3 main time frames before I make an entry. On a daily basis, I look at the H4, which I did earlier. Now we are which is currently, and then H1, and finally on M15. So in H1, this is the zone of H1, whereby in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7 hours, there has been no breakout since the opening of market today on the very first day. As you can see, market is very, very slow right now. Okay, so it's a bit pointless to make entries now. Unlike all the gurus and sifus on Telegram, I'm sure they already blasted out some kind of a signal this morning or this afternoon, asking you to buy somewhere at 2345 or sell at somewhere at 2370. Basically, what they're doing is they open up the M1 or the M5 time frame, and they tell you, they show you it's a huge drop, it's a huge climb. Actually, it's a very, very small time frame. The movement is actually not much. Psychologically, optical illusion makes you look like as if you have made a lot of profit, but basically it's just like, for example, from here to here, it's serving about 20 to 30 pips only, right? So on the M1, it will look huge, but actually it's not much. Nothing against them. Yes, these are all the business ethics on being an IB, introducing broker, where all the followers that they gather as many as possible, and they send us signals, whether they give the buy or the sell signals, whether they profit or not. The IB makes the money, whereas as also where the broker makes the money as well, right? So nothing against them. Okay, I have nothing to say about them. It's just this how it is. It's another form of making money as well, right? It's a business at the end of the day. Okay, anyhow, back to where I want to share again, back to H1. So after looking at H1, there's no breakouts. Ideally, as again, number one, H4 is on a sell, right? So I'm waiting for a sell. Obviously, H4 quite a big time frame, hasn't made any broken below the yellow line yet. So I'm now back into the H1, where H1's box also haven't made any break, has not broke the lower shadow of H1 yet. So ideally, I'm looking for a breakout here. Once there's a breakout, it's a clear indication where price is going towards where it wants to go, downwards, right? And then to make it smaller, I'll look into the 15-minute time frame and identify the 15-minute time frame zone. Where is my 15-minute box? Okay, it's missing. I'm just gonna make a new one. Okay, that is not a box, that is a rectangle zone. Okay, let's try and identify a 15-minute zone. Okay, this was the previous 15-minute. Alright. This one broke, right? This candlestick to candlestick movement. Alright. And then ranging inside, and then this one finally broke, which was this morning, right? At 6 o'clock. So that broke and became the new zone, which is equivalent with the H1 zone, because in the 1 hour time frame, price moved this much, and in that 15 minutes as well, price moved this much, and ever since then, no candlestick has broke the high or below yet. Every candlestick is a 15-minute candlestick, right? It takes 15 minutes to form every candlestick. So you can see it's getting smaller and smaller than showing. There's very little volume in the market. Okay, you can see up here the volume, right? You can see, okay, as I move my cursor, you can see here is 200. Okay, very little, as opposed to this one, 2.7 thousand. Isn't that 200,000 trades? Yeah, happened this morning at opening. Yeah, so compared to 200 and 200,000 trades, there's amount of volume. So very little volume right now. That's why there is a sideways, there is a ranging market right now. It's moving very slowly. So I am all waiting for price to slowly come back down and break here for me to make an entry. Okay, ideally I would like to see a breakout here in the 15-minute time frame before I make my sell. Okay, I can't do I have to be monitoring the sell as well, even if I made an entry later, because there's not much movement, because price is going to come back down to this area and most likely come back up, or if it breaks H4, it may come back down to the lower shadow of daily before coming back up again. Why coming back up? Remember, the main trend is still an uptrend. Daily and weekly's trend is still an uptrend. So that is why price is supposed to be going back up. Now you can see on a bigger scale, this is how the chart looks like for gold right now, right? Price is actually making its retracement down before making its way back up. Okay, so this is on the 15-minute time frame. You can see like that, and in the H4 time frame, you can see even more. Look at that, price move. There's a strong trajectory upwards that shows the movement of price of gold is still very bullish. Right now, we're actually making a small slight retracement downwards before price wants to go back up. Correct? You can see in the bigger picture still on the daily time frame, right? Every candlestick represents 1 day. Price of gold has continuously gone up bit by bit. Look at this yellow line here. That is my trend line for gold. Look at that. Okay, price is slowly going up. Okay, and we are all right here right now. Okay, okay, just remove that. Okay, so let's see on the weekly. Now you can see even clearer trajectory of the price of gold, right? So this is all like a cycle, as they say. January, early of the year, and then come end of the year, price is going to come back down, and then seasonal, and then price will come back up again at the end of the year and come back down at the beginning of the year. I don't know how to see the macro of the price movement. Anyhow, you can roughly see this channel here. Gold is doing its job. going towards the high side, and right now it's at an all-time high, right? And the price is slowly trying to come back down here, retrace back to come back up. But then again, it's too huge of a time frame to do any trades, right? Even for swing on weekly. So that's where we all look back into a smaller time frame on the daily. Alright, H4, and I always like to stick on H4 to see my daily direction. Okay, here we are back on H4 and H1. Alright, H1 and M15 is in the same range right now. We are all waiting for a breakout downwards. You can actually make a sell here, but then again, not very much. You can make a counter, no counter trend is well, it's a counter trend on the big time frame, yes, but you can make small sells here to come back here before making a buy to come back up. But most likely price will still be playing inside this range until tonight at 8:30 p.m. So that's another what, 4, 5, 6 hours to go. Yeah, so not the typical way of analyzing a chart like most people. Technically, if I were to want to draw a zone up here, this is a huge what should I say, a supply zone, right? This is how most typical gurus will analyze their chart and give you an area for you to put a sell, which is here, H4. Oh, sorry, this is a H1 time frame. Supply zone right there. Okay, and also look left, price is coming back down to this area, which is another supply zone to demand zone. Okay, over here. Alright, there's a H1 demand zone. Okay, so price will try to come back down here before coming back up, exactly where this breakout should happen. Let's see. If it does break out here, it's coming back to the demand zone where it wants to go back up as well. So from here to here, there may be some trade, it may not be. So that's why very slow market, very little volatility. Can't do much trade, only but to analyze. Yeah. So gurus out there, they will look at this SBR, RBS, resistance becomes support, support become resistance way of looking at the chart. Yes, it is valid, it applies, but myself, I trade based on every single candlestick movement by the hour, by the minute, and also every 4 hourly. Yeah, so that's all I can see here. What else do I see? There's a fair value gap, but not important now because it's already past it. It has already tapped on it earlier on. Alright, I guess that's all for now. Let's see what happens later tonight in the evening with more updates on the latest movement of price of gold. Alright, thank you so much. If you like this video, please subscribe, share and like, and I'm trying to gather as many followers on my TikTok so that I can go live and start sharing this knowledge of mine who I've learned from our local guru by the name of Chillax07. All credits are to him, Chillax07 on YouTube and also on TikTok. Alright, thank you so much guys, and see you guys later, and happy trading.